Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a great Sunday. It's beautiful here in South Carolina, but it got really cold last night. And it was, when we got out of church today, it was still only 52 degrees. So I had to pull out my sweaters. I love this time of year. It's just so beautiful. I love the leaves as they're turning and falling from the trees. And I can look out my window right here and see all the different colors. A little while ago, I looked right out here at our driveway. Hi, Randy. Glad you're joining me today. I looked down on my driveway a while ago, and there were about, 4 or 5 deer. They weren't little tiny babies, but they weren't grown ones either. They were all about the same size. And Steve had gone to pick us up some lunch. And they were so beautiful. There's just something about, even when they're running, their bodies are just gliding so gracefully, and they just fill my heart. I feel joy. I feel peace when I see deer wandering around. Maybe that's what God meant for me to feel when he created deer. We all have something in our lives, don't we, that just makes us so very grateful. So I wanted to join you today. Hi, Linda. Glad to see you. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Not too long ago, I slid my mic up closer and I picked it up right on the button that turns it off. So I did a part of a Facebook Live with no mic. No one could hear me. There's some things I wanted to talk to y'all about today. There were some things I was thinking about when we were in church this morning. And there were some things I was thinking about yesterday when I did a Facebook Live for my inner circle. Tuesday is the 31st of this month. It's Halloween. And for people who design wreaths or other artisans who make any number of things, starting November 1st is going to be really busy for us. That's when we sell a lot of our handmade items. And that will continue probably up until the next to the last week before Christmas, because we have to ship our items out. People want to make sure they can get them on time. I don't blame them. The timing's a little different than when I had my storefront business in downtown Anderson. We've got a lot more people coming in. Lydia says, yep, she can hear me. That's great. Francis, hey, Francis. I haven't seen you in a long time. Love you too. Randy, hi. How are you? And Carolyn, it's nice to see you again, Carolyn. You were with me yesterday, weren't you? And Donna and Diane, tell me where you're from. I like to see where people are coming from when they are joining me on a Facebook Live. It's just amazing. Sometimes from all over the world, y'all. That's exciting. And it's very humbling to me to know that God has given me a voice to reach people all over the world, that I have something to say that they want to hear, that I can be a teacher, an encourager, and a lot of the ladies and men who follow me are fighting chronic illnesses. Hi, Jean Ann. Nice to see you, Randy. Oh, Carolyn says you look awfully pretty today. Thank you, Carolyn. I had to pull out my sweater for church this morning, and I would have froze. God has given me a platform, for lack of a better word, to reach people who may be suffering from fibromyalgia like I do, and who might have given up. Now, I did for a while. I'll be honest, I did. I didn't think I would ever be able to get out of bed again. I was probably in bed for, 4 or 5 years because my body just would not sit up. My muscles wouldn't hold my body up. And that's a scary, terrifying feeling. But I know now that God has led me through a lot of trials, through a lot of pain, through a lot of doctors, and then to my business that I have now, that I'm able to run successfully. Even though I still fight fibromyalgia, I've finally gotten help, and I know what supplements to take and vitamins to take. But it hasn't gone away. I don't think it will ever totally go away. But I can sit here and I can talk to you, and I can share things that will help you grow your business, that will help you feel better about yourself, and that you'll know that you don't have to give up. You really don't ever have to give up. I've had ladies ask me, how could you make wreaths when you're hurting so badly? How can you write books and get them published when you're hurting so badly? How can you teach others? Well, we all do the best we can. We're not promised perfect lives and perfect health. We have God to turn to. I definitely would not have made it if I didn't have that. And I'm amazed every single day when I'm talking to you on my Facebook page, when I'm talking to you to my tighter group of members, my community in my inner circle. I'm just amazed at how I can help these ladies and men. I have some men in my inner circle. How I can encourage them, how I can look at what they're doing as they're trying to grow a business while they're fighting other issues. And it may not even be health issues like I have. It may be family problems or problems with your children, or maybe older ladies who have had to start raising their own grandchildren because they've lost a daughter or a son, and they take on a lot of things. We all take on what we need to do when the time comes. We know what's important. We know what God wants us to do when the time comes. So yesterday, I just wanted to share with you a little bit today. We've had more people coming in. Hi, Linda and Gloria and Barbara. I have to lean forward to see now because I've got a cataract on this eye right in the middle, and they can't take it out yet. So I've got on my contacts, but I still have to lean forward to see you. Hey, Teresa. Sweet, she says, sweet lady Teresa. Wanda. Hey, Wanda. I'm doing pretty good today. Thank you. Carolyn said, if any of you haven't read the book, it's definitely worth buying. It's a great story of pain, heartaches, and trials. But she persevered with God's help to get to the place she is today. It's a very touching memoir of her life. Thank you so much, Carolyn. She's talking about my book, My Journey Through Fibromyalgia, Rumors, Ravages, and the Rescue. And it was a hard one to write. It took me and my co-writer, Laura Poole, 6 years, because some of it was so painful to remember or to talk about. I would just have to put it aside, put it in a drawer, just put it up for a while, sometimes months at the time. But God kept speaking to me. When I would decide, nope, can't do it right now. Maybe I'm not supposed to do that. Then I'd hear a message from our pastor at church. One in particular was talking about why God lets us go through the trials and the pain that we go through. It's because he has a plan for us. And his plan for me was to love on y'all and encourage y'all and let you know you can have joy in your life, and you can succeed in anything you want to succeed in. Even if you're in pain from fibromyalgia or suffering from any chronic illness, God had a plan for me. And it would have been such a shame had I gone through all of that, but then I had not followed through on his plans for me I don't want to say at the end of all that, but if I hadn't followed through on his plans for me after going through what all I went through for, God, don't even know the number of years now. It's probably almost 40 years. That means I'm getting older, y'all. But that's what Carolyn was talking about. She was telling you about my book. And I'd love for you to buy it if you haven't read it yet. You can find it on Amazon. You can go to books. You can type in my name, Nancy Alexander. You can see all my books. I've got 7 published books. Most of the others are on how to make wreaths. But you can go to Amazon, type in My Journey Through Fibromyalgia, Rumors, Ravages, and the Rescue. And it'll start filling it in before you get all that typed. And if you've read it, I would appreciate a review from you. I found something about, Carolyn, you got me on a different track today. I was going to be talking about something else, but I suppose there's a reason that I needed to go back and talk about my book for a minute. Do you know that hundreds of people have read that book? I know because they put notes in Facebook. They send me emails. And they tell me that they've written a review after they've read it. But do you know what? There are only 6 reviews on Amazon for that book. And my co-writer, Laura, has done some research, and she found out why. A lot of you know me by name. And when you write your review and you say things like, I just read this wonderful book by Nancy, and she's touched my life just as she does every day in her inner circle. We found out that Amazon does not publish reviews if they find out there's any interaction between me and you. Yes, I know that is perfectly crazy. It's like they think I'm going around giving out my book saying, here, read this book and then write me a good review on Amazon. My point was, if you would like to write a review, you can do it on Amazon or you can do it on goodreads.com. I guess it's better if you just don't use my name and don't let them know that you know me. I've actually heard people say they've got this system where they can search through your social media and see if you have any contact with that person who has written a review. And then they won't publish the review. I know. Don't understand, don't get it. So I went off on that trail for a few minutes, but I wrote that view to help you. I wrote that book to help you. Steve and I both told a lot of things about our lives, our marriage, what a chronic illness can do to you personally and to your family and to your marriage. And there is hope, and you can come out on the other side with an amazing life and an amazing marriage. So I wanted to say that to you today. More and more people are coming in. I'm so glad y'all are joining me today. Jose, it's good to see you. Terry Robin. Lucinda, hi, it's good to see you. Lucinda, you're in my group, aren't you? Teresa Hicks, Kranick, you're a cancer survivor of 14 years, had radiation and chemo, and lost one kidney due to treatments. Survived a motorcycle wreck with 2 broken elbows. Oh my goodness. She says, but I know the good Lord has plans for me. I am so blessed. You are so right, Teresa. The good Lord does have plans for you. He may not have caused those things to happen to you. Probably did not, but he allows things to happen because he's going to use those to let us and to encourage us and to give us the tools and the knowledge and all that we need so that we can help other people. Hi, Lil. Thank you. I've got a white sweater on today. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Teresa. Wow, a lot of you are coming in today. I had started out talking about this season of year. Now, a lot of you are artisans like me and like many of the ladies and men in my inner circle. Some of you just follow me because you like to see the pretty things that I post on Facebook. You like to see how to do things. I put some of my videos on there. You just want to learn how to do that for your own pleasure. But then a lot of you follow me because you want to grow the business of your dreams. You want to sell online. You know you've been given a gift. And I'll tell you what, if God gives you a gift, he is going to put that desire in your heart to use that gift, to develop that gift, to get the right training, and to many times grow a wonderful, fulfilling, profitable business just like I have. November 1st is next Wednesday. That's when a lot of people start thinking about decorating. They start planning ahead what they want to do in their house. So many of you ladies who are on here with me today, and many of you men who are designers also, you know when people start thinking ahead, they want wreaths, they want sprays, they want any number of beautiful handmade items that a lot of you make. And you've got to be prepared. So as I was going through our inner circle yesterday, and I was looking at some of the ladies' posts and questions, some of them had put some things on eBay to sell, not eBay, excuse me, Etsy to sell, but they weren't selling. So I spent some time yesterday looking at people's Etsy shops, looking at their Facebook pages. And even though they had made some beautiful designs, beautiful wreaths, beautiful arrangements, there were some things that were holding them back from them selling. Now, I went into depth with all of these ladies yesterday. I gave them homework. I gave them some lists of things that they have to do. When you're a member of the Inner Circle, you get access to every program, every video, everything I have ever created. And inside all of that training is my Etsy Intensives training that I used to sell for $449. But yet, when I looked at some of these ladies' Etsy shops, I realized they had not optimized them to sell. So I've given them some homework. Are you selling online? Are you trying to get some items made up so you can open an Etsy store and learn to sell and bring in extra income during the holiday season? Well, it's fun. If you've been given that gift, this is not hard work. This is fulfilling work. It brings you joy. It brings you happiness. You can lose many hours during the day when you're doing something that you love. That's when you know that you're in the right place and you are following God's plan for your life. So I went through a list of things that I wanted my Inner Circle members to do inside their Etsy shop, because there are some things that if you don't do them and don't set them up correctly, no matter how beautiful your items are, they're not going to sell. I tell these ladies how to take beautiful photos. I've got training in the Inner Circle that talks about how to take photos. But I also noticed yesterday I need some additional training because we still have a problem with some photos. And I'll tell you one little hint of what we were talking about in the Inner Circle. I have, probably 7 cameras. I have some nice ones. I have let's see if I can reach it. I have my big Nikon right here that I love taking photos with. But I have 2 of them actually. And then I have some smaller cameras that take really good photos. But when you're taking photos of something like a wreath or an arrangement, they're going to be dark areas down inside the wreath where some of the lighter materials may show up a lot. Do you know what I take my photos with right now? Well, I've got 2 phones. This is the one I talk on and carry with me because it's little and easy to talk from. This is an iPhone 7. If you don't have one of these, you need to get one. I can take my photos on this iPhone. I can hit this button. Whoops, let me see where you can see it. Hit this button to zoom in. Whoops, to zoom back out. If it's, you're seeing a lot of light because if it's a dark area, I don't know if I can find a dark area to show you. If it's really dark, you can touch the side and you can lighten and brighten your photo before you ever take it. I used to sit in front of Photoshop after I would take photos of the items that I sell. I would dread this part. I would sit in front of Photoshop. I would take each photo one at a time, and I would probably have already taken 10 to 12 photos of each thing that I sold. I would crop each photo. I would lighten and brighten, and there's a I don't know what you call it. There's a thing in Photoshop. I just do Control L, and you can lighten the darker parts of your wreath, or you can do something to the lighter parts of your wreath. That's not necessary if you're taking your photos with an iPhone 7. Now, I'm not promoting iPhone 7s. I don't get anything from them, from Apple, for telling you you need to buy one. But that makes taking photos of anything that you have for sale so much easier. And if your photos are not good and crisp and clear and detailed, no matter how great your item, wreath, arrangement, whatever it is that you've made, it's not going to sell, or it's not going to sell as fast. Photos are important. Filling out everything, and we talked about this in detail yesterday, filling out every single section of your Etsy shop is important. I've told y'all this before. People want to know, like, and trust you. They're not going to buy from you just because they happen to come across something that you've made. They're going to look at you. They're going to open your Etsy shop. They want to read something about you. They want to know how long you've been doing this. They want to know what led you to do this in the beginning. They want to know about your family. They want to see photos of you standing and making whatever it is you make, or sitting down sewing or crocheting something really special. There are all kind of things we're going into in the inner circle right now because I want those ladies to sell. They are talented. I'm talking about this today because I want you to know, if you haven't joined us yet, it is $19.97 a month. If you just joined for the last 2 or 3 months, well, there's only 2 more months in the year. If you joined for the last 2 months in the year, I guarantee you your business will change. Lucinda is saying, just let me say that joining Nancy's Inner Circle is the best thing that I ever did. Talk about learning a lot. Etsy intensives, Facebook training, business practices, and how to make wreaths. She's right. Everything that I've ever done is in there. Every video that I ever filmed on making wreaths. As long as you're a member, you can go to that page and every single one of my videos is there. You just click on it and watch it. Hey, Ludi, it's nice to see you. Wendy, you enjoy seeing the pretties. I love hearing from you today. God is good. Yes, God certainly is good, Wendy. Wanda, hi, Nancy. God gave me a gift. Well, then you know what you've got to do, don't you? You've got to develop that gift. He's already given you a gift, you know that. So he put a desire in your heart at the same time to learn it, to use it, to develop it. And you'll know if he wants you just to do that for your pleasure or to have gifts for your family or friends, or if he wants you to do that to grow a business so you can help support your family. That's very big and it's very important. Nancy Hunter, you have ALS. I'm so sorry. You're wondering if there's any way to do live with a speech problem. Do you know what, Nancy? I have a very dear friend who is in my group, my inner circle. Her name is Kayla Hess. Kayla is deaf. So when I do training videos, I make sure I've got my face in the corner and then whatever else I'm showing on my screen, because Kayla can read my lips. But Kayla has filmed more than one instructional video. And I can understand everything she says. You know, when you're deaf, your speech is a little bit different, as I'm sure your speech is a little bit different from ALS, and I haven't heard you speak, but don't give up. You need to practice. You need to try. There's one thing that I've been telling my community for a long time. Facebook Live is important. You will get more people to look at your items, to follow you, to listen to you if you do a Facebook Live. And a lot of them were really scared. A lot of the ladies my age and older were really scared. I said, okay, just come right into the inner circle. Come into that closed group and do your Facebook Live right there. You're among friends. You're among friends who love you and care about you. And if you want us to give you some pointers after you finish, we will. But I tell you what, we haven't had to give anybody any pointers. I am so proud of these ladies. They are amazing. I mean, I've got some ladies in there that are in their 80s, and they are learning how to do a Facebook Live. And they'll do one for a few minutes the first time, and I think they're great from the very first moment they do it. But they say, oh, well, that was my first. It'll get better next time. I'll do it longer next time. And they're right. It will get better, and it will get longer, and you'll know exactly what to say. You won't run out of words to say, like I don't run out of words to say. Sometimes I think I have too many words to say. I want you to try it. I want you to try it, Nancy. And if you want to join our group so you can learn some more about it and practice in the group, that's great. I actually set up a private Facebook group. I'm sorry, I'm thirsty. For me and my two sisters. And anytime they're all different kinds and forms of platforms now that you can do Facebook Live. I'm doing this one through Facebook, but a lot of times I use something called Be Live, and there are other ones out there too. So if I'm experimenting and I want to see how it will look, or if I want to have someone join me and have their face right beside my face in the video photo, I'll go into this private group that I set up for me and my sisters, and I'll just practice. And I'll click on this to share my screen, or I'll click on this to see if this is going to work. The first time I practiced sharing my screen, I don't know how I did it, but I think I opened about 12 of them. And I found out really quickly that froze up the Facebook Live and it didn't work. But you don't have to worry about that. Just, let's see. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm going to try to show you on my phone. It really is easy. All right. You click on, I click on Facebook, and I go to my Facebook page, and there's a glare in there. Right here, there's a little box with a pen in it. I guess that's what it is. But it says publish. I'm trying to See, click on publish. And then it wants you to, that's better right there. Right here, write the name of what you're going to do in your Facebook Live. And then right down here, the top one has a little green icon. It says photo or video. But right underneath it is a red camera. So when you click on that red camera, you're going to be live. And since I'm already live on my Ladybug Wreaths page, if I clicked on this right now, I would probably really confuse things and mess it up. So I would like to click on it and show you how you can do it that way. You can hold your phone about like this, or I hadn't planned on doing a Facebook Live instruction today. I've got this little handheld thing that I can put that clips onto my phone because it's hard for me to hold my arm up in the air. So if I use this other piece, I can rest my arm, this part of my arm, and my elbow against my body, and then I hold on to this thing that holds my phone. And I can do it like that, and I can talk, and I can walk around and talk to you. And you can click on the camera, rotate image. So if you want to show them something that's on this side of your phone, you just click on that. It rotates around. I'm telling you, I even made a big deal about it before I tried. And I have done videos, many videos for years, instructional videos. But there was one thing that was different with the videos that I had done. They were all recorded. I could put them into my Camtasia program on my computer. And when I found something I didn't like, boy, I would cut right here and delete that sucker. But I had to get used to not doing that. And if I mess up and say something I shouldn't say, if I'm not explaining it properly, if you're on a live, that's it. But it's okay. Live is very forgiving. I just say, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say it that way. I'm not explaining it right. Let me try again. Or the other day when I was doing a Facebook Live, you can see right over here, and the door to this room is that way. My husband wanted to come and get his iPod because he was going for a walk. Well, I just happened to glance and, I can see myself. I just happened to glance and see him crawling across the floor right here. He thought y'all wouldn't see him. I said, Steve, these ladies can see you. Why don't you just stand up and walk? So he looked up and he waved, and he got up and grabbed his iPod, and then he went for his walk. Facebook Lives are fun. People don't care if you mess up. Facebook loves it. If you have a business page already, Facebook will give you, they will send more people to your page. They will send out notices when you go live. You will get a lot more attention from Facebook when you're doing a Facebook Live than if you were to publish a whole instructional video that you'd already filmed on Facebook. That's a good way to grow your business. So we talk about that a lot in the inner circle too. I've got bamboo blinds right here on these double windows. And the sun is so bright today, I can see it shining through the bamboo. So you'll see little streaks. Sorry. Maybe if I move up closer, They're there. I can't get rid of them. Many of you, I know what I wanted to ask. I would like to know how many of you already make wreaths or arrangements. How many of you are already selling them online or through Facebook? A lot of people sell through Facebook. I would like to know how many of you who are watching today want to sell online, want to develop your craft or your hobby that you've just been piddling around with. I want to know exactly where all of you are in this process. Tell me if that's something that you're feeling led to do and you don't know where to start. Or tell me if you're just making some beautiful wreaths for friends and gifts and neighbors, but also tell me if you're interested in growing a business like Ladybug Wreaths. I would love to hear from y'all. I want you to put that in. Golly. I was starting to think nobody else was coming in and nobody else was commenting. And I just happened to scroll down. Usually it just kind of scrolls itself. Wow. We've got a lot more people who have come in since I've just been talking away. Kathleen, hello, Kathleen. It's good to see you. And Brenda Hooper. She says, I understand this. I know it would be much better if I could take better pictures. Oh, you just don't know. Honestly, it is amazing when you take really good, clear, crisp pictures. Hey, Hallie Sue, it's good to see you. You're in our group, our inner circle. Melissa Seski, is that the way you pronounce it? Glad to see you today. And Wanda Maldonado, I probably didn't say that right. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Glad to see you. Sherry Homan, Brenda Hooper. I'm joining the inner circle. I bought the secret vendors, which I love, just love. Thank you, Nancy. What a blessing you are. Well, thank you, Brenda. I appreciate that. Do y'all know what my secret vendors is that she's talking about? In 2010, I was talking to my mentor, Jim Cockrum, and we talk frequently about my business. We have for 15 years. And he told me one day, this was way after he'd already pushed me into filming videos, which I said, no way. I am not going to do it. I will never do it. You just don't understand. I can't talk in front of people. Look at me now. So the next thing he said was, okay, I want you to publish an ebook, and I want you to put every single one of the vendors that you use to buy products and supplies. I said, God, I can't do that. Do you know how many hours I spent walking up and down the halls at the Atlanta Merchandise Mart or in Charlotte or at another show? We would go for 2 and 3 and 4 days at the time and be there early in the morning when they opened and be run out at night when they closed. And I would go in every showroom and I would talk to the owner if I could find them. I would talk to every sales rep. I would examine every product that they had. I would find out what their terms were. You know, a lot of people have what they call net 30, which means they send the product to you and you have 30 days to pay for it, or net 60, or some of them had Christmas dating, which means they send you all of your Christmas stuff in May or June, and you don't have to pay for it until December the 10th, as a matter of fact. But I'll tell you what, that will get you in trouble. I know. I did it. It's real easy. Oh, I need this. I need this. I know I'm going to sell it all before December 10th. You have to be very, very careful. They make it too easy. But anyway, I said, I have researched. I have spent a lot of money to go and stay in Atlanta for almost a week at the time to find all of these vendors. I'll be creating my own competition if I do that, Jim. I have vendors that I have found that no one else knows about, or at least from anywhere around me. He said, doesn't matter. Your ladies want to know the information that's in your head. They want to know what you have researched and studied and found. Well, we talked for quite a while, and I finally said, okay, but you're getting me in trouble. You know that? This is not going to work. So that was in October of 2010. We spent, well, no, it wasn't. It was finished in October of 2010. We spent about 2.5 or 3 months compiling that long list of vendors. And the first secret vendor list book was 250 pages long. I went through, I took photos of things that each vendor sold. I went on their websites and captured photos, and then in little boxes beside a lot of them, I wrote down why I liked that item, why I would use it, why I would buy it. And when that came out in October of 2010, I wish I knew the numbers. I sold thousands of that book before the end of the year. So the next year, it was still selling. I started out selling it at $97 a month. $97. And then every year we did a rewrite, and we are still doing that. Just a few months ago, we came out with the latest rewrite. It's now up to over 750 pages. And that book has been selling for years now at $197. And I guarantee you it is worth every penny. If you sell online, if you want some good wholesale dealers, or if you don't want to buy wholesale, you don't have your sales tax number yet, and don't want to get one yet, I still tell you some really good vendors who have great prices that you can mark it up and resell it. It's still selling. And I made a decision last year, or maybe 13 or 14 months ago, to put that book inside my inner circle too. And it's such a huge file with over 750 pages and several images on each page that sometimes it's even hard to download. So we have the online version. You can scroll through. I've got all of the vendors down the right side. If you want to look at something from this vendor, you click on it and it pops up and you can scroll through the pages. But anyway, that's what she's talking about, that she got my secret vendors. You need to, if you're going to sell online, you need to always find the very best prices that you can for your supplies, so that when you sell your item, you're making a profit. That's very important. Unless you're just doing it just because you love to do it and you don't need to make a profit. And that's very few people, but there are some. So if you want to learn about all of my vendors and don't want to purchase the book, the online version is free for every single one of my Inner Circle members. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to carry that. I seem to kind of get started talking and I get excited about what I'm doing and what y'all can do. And I guess I drag it out a little bit too long. Mary Shoemaker. Hey, Mary, I'm glad you're joining us today. And Eileen Martins from Phoenix. Yay. Brenda Hooper. So funny. Yeah, that was funny. Sonia Gallardo. I'm just beginning, only for family and friends, but I want to learn more. Yeah, that's the way a lot of us start. I started because I had fibromyalgia. I couldn't work. We had 2 little boys. I wanted to decorate our home. I wanted to make gifts for our friends. We didn't have any extra money. We had a lot of medical bills that took us years to pay off. So that's the way I started. I just started because I wanted to make something beautiful for my home. I wanted to make something beautiful that hung on my mother's walls in her home. I wanted to make something beautiful for my sisters and my friends. And I'm telling you, it just keeps on growing from there. Hey, Faye Hunt, you're in our group too. I want to do all you just said. I don't know how or where to start. Well, we're talking about that right now in the Inner Circle, Faye. You need to go back. If you haven't listened to the whole Facebook Live from yesterday, I've got a list of things in there. That's where you can start. Hi, Vicki. And Rita says she's taking a break from working on her Etsy shop. She's doing the homework I gave her to do yesterday. I hope it's going well, Rita. Let me know. Susan Stevenson, love your site. Thank you. I am too old to get started in a big way, but I'm doing them for family and friends. Okay, I don't want to hear that, Susan. Do you know what? This is kind of scary. In 3 years, I'll be 70 years old. And I'm not planning on stopping anytime soon. I'm planning on keeping on for, I don't know, as long as God lets me. I'm hoping it's at least 20 more years or 25 more years. Because I think when you have something to do that means so much to you, that brings you so much joy, takes your mind off your problems, off your health, you're going to live longer, you're going to live happier, you're going to bring joy to other people. And that's what's been so important for me. I just love teaching you ladies, loving you ladies, encouraging you, letting you know how very important that you are. And there are things that you can do to reach out to others yourself. I just love that. I love being able to love on every one of you. Hey, Carol Fulton. It's good to see you. Happy Sunday to you too, Carol. Ada, hi. Nice to see you. Heather's asking me what my book is called. It's My Journey Through Fibromyalgia, Rumors, Ravages, and the Rescue. You can just open up Amazon and put in their search bar. If you just type in My Journey Through Fibromyalgia, the book will come up. Or you can type my name. You can click, they have different categories in that little drop down beside the search box. You can click on that and click on books, and then you can type in my name and you'll see all of my books. So that's really easy to find. I have loved talking with each of you today. I just felt when we got home from church, I think I said in the beginning, there was just some things in the message that just made me feel like I needed to come on my Facebook page today and talk to y'all and give you some encouragement and show a little love and let you know that no matter what's going on in your life, you can find joy. God wants you to find joy. He has it there waiting for you. He's given you some gifts. He wants you to use them. He wants you to develop them. He wants you to do, when he gave you those gifts, he gave you a desire. Mine started when I was so sick. And I knew I'd done all kinds of arts and crafts. I've always done arts and crafts. But God gave me a desire that was so strong that I did whatever I could, no matter how slow I was. Now, a lot of you might say, well, yeah, you had a talent for making wreaths. No wonder. And look where you are now. If you only knew, when I started making wreaths, you know, the evergreen wreaths that you buy and you use for Christmas. And you can put bows and you can put poinsettias and berries and all kind of stuff in them. My first venture, when I was feeling just a little bit better, was to go into business with a partner in a shop. It only lasted about 6 months because there were problems. And I'll warn you right now, don't go into business with a partner that you don't know much about. It's not a good idea. It just doesn't work. It's hard when it's someone that you know and you love. But anyway, I ordered some green wreaths, and I'd never worked with any of the evergreen wreaths. You know, you have to bend all of those little extensions up and out to open up your wreath. I didn't know to do that. I had not had any training. Nobody had ever showed me anything. There weren't even any stores in town at that time who had wreaths hanging on their wall, the evergreen ones for Christmas. So I opened the first box of those wreaths. I took one out. I laid it on my counter. I tied a bow on, and I glued all kind of stuff on top of it. And I actually put a price on it, and I put it on the wall of that little shop thinking I might would sell it. Well, I think somebody did buy it, but I'll tell you what, I was horrified later on when I realized those wreaths were mashed as flat as they could possibly be mashed to pack in that box to send them to me. And I was supposed to fluff them out before I added anything to those wreaths. So I had a desire, and I did have a talent, but you have to develop your talent. I needed a lot of developing when it came to my talent. So I worked really hard, and I learned, and I read, and I studied. I didn't have anything like this. There was nothing available then. I honestly don't even know if the internet was. What year did we start having access to the internet? I don't know. I don't remember. If anybody knows, you can put it in there. I don't even think we had the internet back then. So you can do it. You can all do it. Every one of you. even the lady that said she had a hard time talking, I guarantee that God's got something for you. He's already got it all planned out. So if you're making wreaths, it's time to get busy. It's time to make sure you have all of your supplies, because Christmas wreaths are already selling right now. If you want to join us in the inner circle, I would love to have you. You're not required to stay any length of time. You can join for a month and drop out the next month if it's not for you. It's $19.97 a month. And the price was supposed to have gone up. And I decided recently, no, it's not. I'm going to keep it low. I'm going to keep it reasonable, because I know that the information I'm giving you will help you make a profit of way, 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 way more than you're having to pay per month to get the training. So the sun's getting brighter, and I don't know if it's getting any warmer outside. The wind's blowing a lot. So I'm going to go outside and we'll sit on my deck for a little while. I like to take my dog out there in the early afternoon and just sit down in the sun a little bit. I hope you have an amazing day, amazing Sunday. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your hobby and your crafts. Don't give in to what may be going on in your body. You've got to fight. If you don't fight, if you don't push, it's just so hard. I want to see you succeed. I really do. I want to read your post when you send me a message saying, I got up out of bed today, and that's been hard for me to do, and I made half of one wreath. You know what? That's a huge accomplishment. And I would be so thrilled and so happy for you. And then the next week you might say, I finished a whole wreath. And then a few weeks later, you might be sending me a message. I made 3 or 4 wreaths today. I got started. I had to sit down on a stool, some a tall stool, so I could make them, but I did. And it's brought joy to my life. And it makes me feel valuable. It makes me feel important again. Okay, ladies, I really do love you all. Hope you have an amazing day. I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.